different provinces, introducing different types of technologies. What is best for the Republic Act 9003. And of all those years, we found one, and that is a German technology under the supervision or the company called Klim in Paris, France. Now, Klim Martin Private Limited started also year 2017, I believe, and then to cater for the Asia market or the Asia region. Why did they do that? I'm sure Mr. Bowery here would explain that. And I think, okay, we're here. Okay, so we created integrated green technology, as I mentioned, founded by me and also my co-founder, Lailani Cruz. The prime business is to really do waste management. And that is not just for treatment of waste, segregation of waste, but also waste hauling and also other even modern trucks and also including medical hazardous waste. No? So here in Philippines now is for the renewable energy company, which is under the Department of Energy, it needs to have a separate entity. So that's why we created one. Okay. Next. Okay, so the board of directors are here. Let me just introduce it first. No? We have here Joel Decal, one of our director. And we also have architect Jess Aguas. And we have also our partners on the local side for Cebu. We have Simona Bax right there. Please stand up, you know, so everybody could recognize you. And we have Leslie Lim, you know. J. Mark King and Sagi Katakutan. Where's our auditor? Right there. Okay. Right. So, okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we created the arrangement between Klim Martin and also IGT. So basically, IGT would be the RE developer or the renewable energy developer, while Klim Martin will be the EPC or the technology provider. And later on, we will explain why it's EPC from now to EPS. Okay, we'll just make it directly to my laptop, so it's, I guess it's faster. Yeah. Can you look at it? Okay, much better. All right. So our business division, we have a different spectrum of services. Now, we would like to introduce that in a facility, we also have what we call a composting plant. So what is this? Ito yung byproduct natin is fertilizer. So makikinabang dito, mga farmers. No? Then we have also our treatment plant. So we have to treat the waste first, okay? So then we have what we call the MRF, you know, so this separates the plastic waste through a modern eddy current machines. No? So this separates the plastic, paper, you know, all of those kinds. Then we have the wastewater treatment plant, and of course transfer of technology, which they would explain. It would generate employment. They would transfer the technology to the community. They would hire more than 70 to 80% of employment coming from the host municipality or cities. Then, of course, we will also cater the hospital waste, or what we call the hazardous waste. So that's one services that we're trying to make. And then, Klim Martin here would come into another better solution, and they would explain it to you. on how the best waste or modern, ultra-modern waste disposal system. Now, this is the typical sanitary landfill. I won't mention which city is this, but this is the fourth sanitary landfill of the city. The mayor spent 300 million pesos to create one, just the liner. And the capacity would last, I believe, 7 years. This is now the sanitary landfill as I've shown you. Wala pa siyang 4 years, puno na siya. No? So it's not really advisable to create a sanitary landfill. And believe me, this city has 250 chop shops. They have 800 to 900 scavengers, and they could only get 30%. Where's the 70%? Right there. So now, our solution is to take this 70% and to convert it to electricity. Okay? So our proposal is like this. So we have our composting plant, we have our MRF, we have a treatment plant, and then we have everything that segregates non-violent, we have the power plant. But believe me, the technology that we have right now is presenting to you later is so much better what I've explained earlier. And they will explain the technicality and how is this process in a more simpler way. No? Now, other services would be the hauling. No? So we have compactor trucks that you could use. First, I believe some of you are here from the local government. This is at no cost to the city or municipality. We're here to invest in this kind of facility at no cost to you. What we need is a cooperation between all the stakeholders, not just the local government, but also the DNR, the DOE, and all other private sector. So we have partnered also to the one of the best compactor trucks manufacturer. This is Ecologia in Italy. They have a machine that takes care of the wastewater. It's compacted and it's regulated inside the driver's seat. I went there, I drove one, I tested one. I just want to make sure it really works, okay? I drove one and it drives like a car. So it's very smooth, it's easy to operate. The handle is just like you're playing video games. It's directed there, you know how to grab it. We know how much paper, plastic, all of the kinds of mixed waste, it's recorded. So there will be easier qualifications of waste and data that we receive every day because of that. This is the owner in Italy, so we could customize the truck. Believe me, it's so big, so it's really for the city, but we could also do smaller version of this. And we have the only one in the world patented solar compactor bins. What is this? These bins would be for different barangays. Heavy volume of waste, like the wet market, you could place that one. It's similar to a transfer station wherein you put the bins. And it's solar powered. Why? Because it's compacted. There's a machine that compacts it. So the typical one that you see is just a dumping bins or something. But this one is, there's a compactor machine inside. So it's more volume that you could gather. So we place we retrieve, then we replace it with an empty one. So, and this are the trucks. So that's how it looks like. Now, we have also for industrial waste, the hazardous liquid waste, we could take care of that. And of course, we want to focus on this one also. We cannot do it without having a containers in each household or in each, private companies. or restaurants. We could change the color, so we manufacture that. We could put the logo of the municipality or also the cities. So we have for industrial also. This one is very high tech. This one they use in Rome. My partner uses this in Rome. If you could see, it's a hydraulic bins. But actually outside, it's just a small container. So once it's full, we would know because there's a sensor. Then you could put it up, then pull, and replace it. Another one. So Rome, Milan, they're doing it right now. Okay, what are the benefits for the local government? So, of course, there will be no more landfill, no more dump site, no more investment on you guys in terms of MRF also. And of course, we'll reduce the odor, no more odor. I could say this because I've seen it. I've been to their plants, and I was actually inside their plant, in their offices, and I don't smell anything. And Mr. Bauer would explain why there's no smell. And we have the wastewater also. We'll do the hazardous waste, medical waste. Of course, one very important, it will generate employment on the host LGU, okay, and host barangay, almost 70 to 80%. And we will train them, so believe it or not, we will train them to make sure they're skilled and they know what they're doing. And also, it will generate electricity subsidy. We're not going to be distributing electricity, but we're just tapping on the grid and to the cooperatives. Okay? And of course, we could call the city or the municipality a clean and green Philippines. There will be no more residual. And of course, if you have an existing landfill or existing waste, we could rehabilitate it. We could call it mining. Mining of old waste. So we could mine that. Now, why European? There's a lot of technology, cheaper and better, I guess, why European? Because their credibility, and that stands really the strongest of why we chose Clay Martin. And maybe, Mr. Bauer, if you permit, I'll explain a little bit. I know you're going to explain it later. The reason I got Clay Martin Private Limited, because they have already established or built 170 waste-to-energy plants in 23 countries. So hopefully, Philippines will be the 20th.